Hello and welcome back to Rock Cycle. Hope you're having a good day, because I'm really not. We're going to get into that in a moment. This is News Cycled weekly show where we look at all the news and new music from the world of rock and alternative music. Except it hasn't really been weekly for a while thanks to coronavirus. There hasn't really been much news to talk about, but since we got some pretty unfortunate news today, I thought may as well make a bit of a quick return video on this series. So let's get into it. So the first news that you've probably heard already, or if not you've seen in the title and thumbnail, Reading and Leeds Festival is now officially cancelled. And this marks pretty much the last major festival in the UK to be cancelled. Now I've all had an idea for a while that it was most likely going to be cancelled, but since it was late August and most other festivals are June and July, there's a tiny bit of hope left that maybe somehow Reading and Leeds could go ahead. Especially considering some other festivals such as Neighbourhood Weekender and Slam Dunk had moved to just the week after Leeds Fest. They had rescheduled their festivals for them. It is going to look likely now that those festivals, even though they've rescheduled, are still going to have to cancel anyway. There's not really much to say on this besides it's just a big shame. I mean, we all knew it was coming, but it's still upsetting to hear, because I'm sure, you know, I really like festivals. I'm sure if you're watching this, you really like festivals, and Leeds Fest is often the highlight of my year, so it's absolutely gutting not to be able to go this year. Although that all being said, as much as I love music festivals, I kinda love staying alive a little bit more. Especially now I'm out my emo music phase. I do have to say big respect to Reading and Leeds Festival for announcing this relatively early compared to other festivals. We've had a lot of festivals and concerts wait until the absolute last minute to cancel, so that way people will still buy tickets and whatever. But Reading and Leeds know they're not going to happen, so they've just cancelled it now, which is a lot better to the ticket buyers and people who may need those refunds back now, because they're a lot more desperate for money than maybe when they bought the ticket 6 months ago. At the moment, I think it's unclear whether the lineup is going to be the same next year, or at least vaguely similar to Transmit Festival, which I think was actually also cancelled since I did my last video on this series. There's another big shame to lose Transmit Festival. I personally loved the lineup, even though I do know why a lot of people hated it, and that's going forward to next year, so again, some people are loving that, but it seems most people are absolutely hating that. Reading and Leeds and Transmit and pretty much every other festival have said they are going to return next year, or they're at least hoping to, but I have also seen some experts on the coronavirus saying concerts and festivals may not even resume until autumn and winter next year. Now I have seen those claims debated by other experts, because that's such a long way in the future and coronavirus is such a new thing. We don't really know exactly what's going to happen with it. So really that might just be a bit of an estimate about when they are going to return. It's also worth considering whether they're actually safe to return and whether the government will allow them to return, because those two things can be very different. We have actually seen some states in the USA actually allowing concerts to now take place again, although as far as I'm aware I don't think at least any major bands have gone and done tours in those states and put on shows, because even though it's allowed, it is basic common sense not to put on these concerts and go to these big crowds. So really, I guess the takeaway from this story is wash your hands, follow basic common sense, and hopefully we can have a festival next year, and also people might not die, and that's also a good thing in my book. Right, I'm just going to very unprofessionally cut into the video here, because while editing just 2 minutes ago, Mad Cool Festival in Spain has also announced that it is at least not going to be happening on the dates that it says it is. It's a bit weird and vague. It says they're going to do something but doesn't say what it is. It says it's either going to be next year or later this year, and they're just sort of working with the authorities to find out what's going to exactly happen with that. So that's quite a shame, because Mad Cool is a great festival. If you haven't heard of it, it's basically the Spanish equivalent of Glastonbury, and I was meant to be going there this year, and honestly I was really excited because I think it had one of the best lineups in the world. Now they've also one of the ones that I was talking about earlier that have really taken the piss with waiting too long to announce that it isn't going to happen, because it's only about a month away now and it's absolutely obvious that it's not going to happen, and they've waited this long to say that it sort of isn't happening, but it sort of is at the same time. So that's another shame. Yippee. Another main news story I wanted to talk about from a couple of weeks ago actually, but hey ho, is Ticketmaster are scumbags. I mean, this isn't exactly a breaking news story, but they have now changed their refund policy to not include refunds for cancelled or postponed shows. Now what Ticketmaster are claiming when people question them about this is their policy hasn't actually changed, the wording has just changed, and refunds for a postponed or cancelled show were always up to the artist and not up to them themselves. And yes, to a degree it is up to the artist, but I think the artist should have to pay back the ticket website if they're not putting on the show, and the ticket website should have to pay back the fans. With not too many concerts and things going ahead at the moment, it isn't exactly clear how this policy will be implemented. So far it seems to be things are the same as they were anyway. But any large artist or corporation with a shred of dignity really shouldn't be trying to exploit people for money, especially at times right now when so many people are losing their jobs, so many people can't work and so many people are strapped for cash. It's just common decency to refund people for a service you're not providing. So those are the two main news stories we're going to look at this week. I know it's a bit of a summary and a bit of a rush, but I just wanted to get this video up quickly to talk about Reading and Leeds Fest, because I'm really in such shock about it right now. But anyway, on to some of the new and interesting music from the world of rock and alternative music. First off, surprisingly, we got a new song by Oasis called Don't Stop. Now, this was an old demo that Noel Gallagher found somewhere in his closet when he was cleaning out during coronavirus lockdown and whatever, and to be honest, I can see why it was just left as a demo. Yeah, it's good fun and interesting to hear new Oasis, especially after so long and we never thought we would again. But yeah, overall, to be honest, it's just an alright song by them. They've got far better songs and they've also got far worse songs. We also had Boston Manor's full album Glue, with one of my favourites being Monolith. This is a pure chaotic song. It's really good punk music combined with post-hardcore. We also had 1975 releasing their long-awaited song You and Me Together song, which they've been playing on their tour. It's classic 1975, kinda cheesy electro indie pop. It's a bit of good fun, and this kind of music is exactly what people know and love from them. And lastly, we had Level of Concern by 21 Pilots. Now, this isn't really one of my favourite 21 Pilots songs, but it's a bit of good fun, and it's got really big summery vibes. It's the kind of music you want to listen to while chilling out with your friends, which very annoyingly and ironically they've released just when we all can't do that. So that's it for this week. I'm not too sure if there'll be a video next week or maybe not. I'll just kind of wait until there are some more major news stories to talk about, because there haven't really been that many thanks to coronavirus. Since we have been talking about coronavirus today on the video and YouTube doesn't like the coronavirus, like, share, comment and subscribe and all that stuff will be extra appreciated on this video. I mean, it's really appreciated all the time, but it is extra appreciated on this video because this video is going to be pushed back in the algorithm, so I want something to push back against that pushback. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.